10 mysterious discoveries science still can't explain. 10. The Ulfberht Swords. Vikings have long captured our imagination through their ferocity and incredible conquests. Though the Viking ages ended more than 1,000 years ago, there are still plenty of relics from that period that let us peek into their world. The Ulfberht swords are one such example of a Viking relic that exists today. These long double-edged swords have been used by the Viking tribes from northern Europe. What makes them so special is how they're made. The composition of carbon is just perfect for the blade to be strong and not break or bend easily. These superior blades didn't grace the hands of most Vikings, but only the elite members of their tribe. They're estimated to cost about $24,000 in modern prices. Emulating the blacksmithing traditions of the time, experts are still not able to recreate these superior swords. Scientists are still puzzled how these early sword craftsmen were able to make such impressive blades. 9. Drepanosaurus. Paleontology depends on fossil records to derive conclusions of a period that is distant from us, that the Earth which existed then might not seem familiar to us today. With so many fossils yet to be discovered, occasionally, scientists stumble upon one which throws a wrench into the established findings. One such discovery is the fossil of a creature called Drepanosaurus. It was first found in Italy in a completely crumbled state. Scientists had to reconstruct it again to study it further. Based on the preliminary studies, they concluded that it might be an extinct reptile. But that conclusion didn't survive long. When they discovered the second fossil, which was found in New Mexico, this one had claws instead of fingers. Scientists came to a new conclusion, that instead of categorizing this creature as reptile or dinosaur, it might be a unique animal deserving its category. It resembles a mammal-like anteater more than a reptile. 8. Rat kings. For the squeamish, this one might not be comfortable to watch. A rare phenomenon that happens in the animal kingdom, the rat king, is when a bunch of rats is tied up by their tails and pass away due to restriction in their movement. What you have left is this odd, almost ritualistic carcass of a bunch of these vermins. Science still hasn't been able to explain this strange phenomenon. But some have hypothesized that it could be a rare birth defect, or happens at low temperatures when these black rats snuggle up together to share the warmth. Another theory is some kind of adhesive liquid that is produced by the rat's skin, which ultimately leads to this fatal entanglement. Over the years, few such examples have been extracted, but no one has a solid answer. 7. The Martian meteorite. In a year, the Earth is hit by around 6,100 meters, which are large enough to reach the ground. Most of them are quite normal and probably get added to the meteorite collection of a collector who's lucky enough to come across one. But in 1984, a meteorite named ALH 84001 found its way to Earth, dated to be about 4.1 billion years old. This rock was unusual. Upon closer inspection, scientists have found something strange. On its surface, signs of fossilized bacteria. After countless studies in the lab, there still isn't any conclusive answer to what it might have been. It could either be an imprint of bacterial life or just a geological formation that gives it an unusual appearance. 6. The Longiu Grottos. What if there was an advanced civilization that existed long before our time? It probably sounds outlandish, but in the time scale of the universe, our modern world has only occupied a fleeting moment. So, it begs the question if our ancestors were also advanced in some regards but are now long lost under the depths of the ocean or buried under the soil. The Longiu Grottos are one such possible example of a long-lost advanced civilization. These underground structures were discovered near the village of Shen. built at least 2,000 years ago. So far 36 grottos have been discovered covering 3,000 square meters. Each of these grottos is carved into siltstone and contains various features of a living space equipped with rooms, gutters, and pools. What makes them so intriguing is how precisely they were carved and remain in such a remarkable condition. 5. The Nampa Stone Doll. Another mystery that has puzzled scientists for over a century is the Nampa Stone Doll. Discovered way back in 1889, in the town of Nampa in Idaho, this doll was found by happenstance. A bunch of workers was digging up a bore well to the depth of 295 feet, and this doll was extracted from the pile of dirt which was collected at this depth. The soil would have been from the Pliocene-Pleistocene period, which is believed to have been over 2 million years old. So, finding a stone sculpture at this depth only summons more questions. Is it possible for humans to have existed that long back, and did they have the tools and the know-how to produce something like this, or is it just a coincidence of this doll merely slipping through the cracks and making its way down beneath the surface? 4. The Piri Reis Map. Maps from centuries ago were just a close approximation based on voyages on ships. Unlike the modern ones derived from GPS mapping, the accuracy of these ancient maps was highly questionable. Until the Piri Reis map came into the picture, this ancient map of the world was drawn up by a Turkish cartographer and sailor, Ahmed Muhaydin, also known as Piri Reis, in 1513. For drawing up this remarkable map, Piri Reis had referred to 20 different source maps and documents, which were far older than his time. What was most puzzling about this map is its depiction of Antarctica, 300 years before its official discovery. Adding to this mystery, the map also showed an ice-free Antarctica, which would have been the case more than 6,000 years ago. But the mystery doesn't end there. The map was depicted using the Mercator projection, which wasn't possible until the invention of the chronometer in 1760. 3. The Voynich Manuscript. The 600-year-old Voynich manuscript contains 240 pages of curious cryptic text and illustrations which don't seem to make a lot of sense. Various cryptographers and code breakers have tried their hand at it, but with little to no success. Some say that the book might be purely nonsensical and not intended to convey anything meaningful. But the complicated pictures in the book suggest otherwise. To unlock the mystery of this manuscript, Canadian researchers gave it a shot using AI and managed to decode some bits. Turns out the initial pages contained Hebrew script but were written incorrectly. Some of the writings seem to relate to botanical terms, but that doesn't seem to lead the researchers any closer to its meaning. 2. Dinosaur and human footprints. This discovery takes us to the Paluxy River in Texas, where hundreds of dinosaur footprints have been found. Researchers flock to the riverbed to discover prints of different sizes, with some not matching that of a dinosaur. Scientists believe that a few of them belong to humans, which were discovered side by side along with the dinosaur prints. Could this be a sign that humans have existed during the same time as the dinosaurs? Or maybe it belonged to a creature yet to be discovered which had a similar footprint as us. 1. Whale Rocks. One mysterious yet intriguing place of natural formation in Thailand is these mountains located in the province of Bianca. It looks like 3 whales swimming side by side through the forest. These uniquely smooth and rounded stones are theorized to be the result of constant tropical rains and wind. But that begs the question, why are the surrounding rocks not the same? Scientists say that it could be the type of rock that constitute these 3 whale structures and also the activities of ancient civilizations.